Memories are instructions on how to live your life. I didn't come up with that saying. Robert Gene Smith, creator of Utoptics, did. So memories are instructions on how to live your life. What does that mean? Well, it forms the basis of what I offer in sessions. It forms the whole premise of how I move forward with people in sessions. I realize that in my life, my past experiences have completely influenced my thinking and my behavior. So if you have thinking processes or you have behaviors that don't serve you, that aren't in alignment with who you really are, that don't give you the life that you want, I would suggest to you that those thinking processes and behaviors that you have, those traits, those habits, those ways of doing things, are a direct result of past experiences. So, memories are instructions on how to live your life. Think about what that is. If you've had an experience which is great and you've been filled with confidence and you feel excited about moving forward, guess what? You're going to want to go out into the world and experience and have lots of good times. If you've had experiences which have kept you small, which have kept you frightened, which have traumatized you, which have made you doubt yourself, undermined your confidence, self-esteem, you can also understand then that if you've had those over a number of years, or even if they're short term, but you've kept rehearsing this not so good outcome, then why would you want to put yourself out? Why would you want to have experiences? Why would you want to believe that you can turn things around? So if your memories have been far from positive, they're going to be instructions on how the world is going to treat you, how people are going to treat you, and how you have to fit into that world. And that's one of the biggest mistakes we make. Through trauma, through negative experiences, we form beliefs about ourselves, we form beliefs about the world, and then we go out into the world on very, very shaky ground. We just lack that confidence. We lack that self-belief. We don't believe we're good enough. We don't know how we're going to be able to keep ourselves safe. Now, for me, and it's important for you to know this, we look at memories. We can do sessions with no content. Nigel, I don't know you, and no disrespect. I'm not telling you what happened. I'm maybe feel ashamed, maybe feel embarrassed, or I just don't want to disclose it. Guess what? I don't need to know. I'm not a voyeur. The processes and modalities that I use with you, in collaboration with you, in agreement with you, yes, they are memory based because we've got to go to the origin of what happened. But if they're too traumatic for you to want to discuss them, or even to go there in any great depth, again, you don't need to. This is not like us ripping the band-aid off. This is not us just ripping the lid off that can of worms. It's far from it. These are safe, tried and tested, scientifically proven techniques to help you address the past because the past is affecting your now and the past will determine your future. So if you don't like the way that the past has an effect on you, then you can adjust how you hold that. In many ways, it's like you searching online. You type in words, you want to buy something online, and in the background, there'll be millions of databases of information that will then be brought forward onto your screen whenever you type in your keywords and hit the enter button. So up comes the information. Your brain works exactly the same way. If you type in experiences such as I'm going out socially, how should I act? I'm going to ask that person out, how should I act? I want to go for that job interview, make that presentation, what should I do? You know, all of this questioning happens in an instant. So if you've got references and proofs, in other words, memories of bad experiences, whenever you type in what you want, guess what's going to come forward onto your screen in your brain? It's not going to be good. So we are able to adjust how you hold the past. We take out the hurt, we take out the overwhelm, we take out the trauma, we take out the upset, we dissolve it, but we just don't get rid of it. We have to get a learning. If you ever had a candle and you lit the candle and you silly, stupidly put your hand into the flame. By the way, don't do that. But if you ever had the misfortune of doing that, you'll know that it's gonna burn you, it's gonna hurt. But you still are able to use a candle if electricity goes out or a torch. But if you've only got candles, light the candle and step back from it, hold it in a safe distance from you so you can use it. In other words, you've got the wisdom. That's a big component and important part of our sessions. Yes, I can help you dissolve those flashbacks, those awful feelings that you might be experiencing, the thoughts. There might even be a taste and a smell connected to it. Because you see, whenever we have an experience, whether it's good or bad, we take it in if we're lucky enough to have all of our senses through what we see, what we hear, what we feel, what we taste, what we smell. So whenever you get the flashbacks, whenever some smell triggers you, whenever something you taste triggers you, whenever you feel something, you hear a noise, it triggers you, and you see something again, it just reminds you of the past. In a split second, your mind has searched what to do, how to act. Should you get out of the way? Should you stand your ground and fight? Should you just freeze, numb out? Or should you make sure everybody's okay? And then if they're all settled, then you're going to be. In other words, fight, flight, freeze, people, please. We talk about this in other videos. When you're triggered, you're not broken. Okay? If you're anxious, really overwhelmed, you're not broken. Your mind is doing what it's supposed to do. It's saying in a split second, what should we do to get ourselves out of this situation? My role in collaboration with you is to help you calm down your mind, calm down your body, get the learning from the situation, uncover what the limiting belief is, and then empower yourself with how would you like it to have been? We can play out in session. What if that had been different? How could we change that to make that a useful experience for you to think it's over, but it'll not happen again because I can hold on to the wisdom, I can move forward. Because here's another concept. What you hold on to, you get to turn against yourself and the world. So what you hold on to, you get to hurt yourself with. If you feel you need to be on guard all the time, I can't drop my guard, Nigel. If I drop my guard, I'll be vulnerable. But let me put this to you. I would say that that's not right. If you get triggered and have to be on guard all of the time, your mind is going to search for other experiences when you've had been triggered. So you're not present. You're off in la la land. You're off in the past. Your mind will have searched. And while your mind's searching for past upsetting experiences, guess what? You're not present. That's true vulnerability. Can you imagine what life would be like if you didn't get triggered? We all get triggered on some level, but not the big stuff. Can you imagine if you stayed present more often, how things would be so much different? There'd be no vulnerability. You'd be bringing online your prefrontal cortex, that thinking creative part of your brain. You'd be setting aside the part of your brain, the survival brain, the part that wants to get you to fight, flight, freeze, or people please, that just wants black and white action now when it's maybe not appropriate. Can you imagine if you calm down that part of the brain and bring this larger part back online, how your life would change with wisdom, and then create, when appropriate, ideal situations in your mind, play it out in your mind, use the processes I can help you with to then install in your mind how you can now live a different way, think a different way, behave a different way. This is all possible. So my processes do hinge on the fact that they're memory based. This computer is sitting on a tabletop. The tabletop might be a limiting belief if I'm not good enough. If we just look at I'm not good enough, we're going to go nowhere. We've got to look at the table legs that are supporting this tabletop of not good enough. The times when. But Nigel, I don't want to disclose. I don't want to talk about the past. I don't want to divulge all of this. And I don't want to, I'm embarrassed and ashamed to give you this information. Well, the thing is, if we don't take a look at what causes it, then we'll not change it. And if we don't change it, then nothing changes. As regards content, I don't need to know content because I know you will be formulating this in 5 different ways. There might be a taste, there might be a smell, there might be a feeling, There will be maybe a sight and a sound. Those are the five inputs, the five ways that we store or bring in information, encode it in our brain and store it and then recall it. So we can adjust the effect that what you've seen, heard, felt, tasted, and smelled, in other words, created that memory without ever knowing the content. Because I know that's how you'll have done it. So you know the content. I don't need it. I can still use processes with you to help you clear those without knowing any of your story. That might be hard to believe, but it works wonderfully well. I've used it on friends and family. You can imagine people like that wouldn't want you to know their nitty-gritty stuff. I don't need to know because the processes are the same, whether you tell me it or whether you don't tell me it. I can help guide you through to make changes. And it's important for you to know that this is all done confidentially. It's all done one-to-one. As far as I'm concerned, the information you share with me is the same. The same locks are in place. The same ways of securing it down in that session are like whenever you talk to your GP. It's complete 100% confidentiality and it stays within the session. And then even if you don't want to discuss it, you don't need to give me the nitty-gritty. I can still help you. It's a win-win situation. So that's as much information as I think you need for now. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this video, to watch this video. But if you're really serious about making changes, turn up, meet me halfway. Let's agree a way forward and let's use these cutting edge techniques which are now available to help set you free.